What would be most useful for you in our conversation today?
I think what I'm really struggling with is I have a lot to say in my personal statement, but I just don't know what's important. So I think I need your help in figuring out, what's the best, what should I include and what should I take out, what's like too descriptive and all of that information. Yeah.
So if you had to boil down the topic of your personal statement to one thing, what would you say is the topic?
I guess like expressing my passion through my life experiences. So that's kind of what I wanted to show. So I don't know if it like tells a story, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell the story of how my passion started and what I want to do with the passion that I have with my interest in law.
Right. So you said life experiences, plural.
Yeah.
And your statement is covering everything from beginning to end.
Yeah. Is that a little too much? Because I'm not sure. I don't know. I was very I was very confused when I was writing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're covering a lot of great information, but it's too much to try to cover in just one personal statement.
Exactly. And it's it's over the limit as well. So I need to find a way to see, what should I include? What should I take out? So I think this session would be really helpful.
Yeah, sure. So the statement, of course, it is too long right now, but that's okay for a draft. Later, you could cut it down. Okay. But I want you to focus on one specific thing that exemplifies your passion, that shows your passion, and then write a lot about that one specific thing. So I'm okay with you having a rough draft of this length, but I wanted to focus on one specific thing.
Okay.
Because you're talking about college and high school and home life, becoming more environmentally friendly and all of that. And so it's all these different areas, and any of them could be okay to focus on, but you just got to pick one.
Okay. Yeah, I need to see where, I guess.
So is there one particular thing that you want to talk about that strikes you as being the most important, that you're most passionate about?
I'm not, I guess there's a big portion where I talk about my trips and what I've experienced there. So maybe I could keep that and maybe take away stuff like school related, and because that could be shown through my resume, and so a large portion of my school stuff could go away and keep the material where I talk about, going to different countries and seeing what's happening in relation to environmental policies or initiatives and just what the city's doing in general. I feel like that would really go well with the flow of what I have so far.
Well, travel you want to be careful about, because travel can run the risk of being a little bit too cliche. So tell me exactly how you want to go about that.
So what I started off with was, so there's this documentary that I watched and it sparked an interest. And then what did I do in my home life? And then I explained what I did. And then I felt like I wanted to do more. So the way I branched out in that sort of sense is to see what other countries were doing as well. So I wanted to kind of relate it to my travel experiences, and then see, hey, like this is what other cities are doing. Here's what I could do as well within my city. Or do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't know.
Well, you're describing to me the flow of your current personal statement, the documentary, home life, travel, you see more. So what exactly did you see overseas, and how did you apply that to things back in the US?
Okay. So that's okay. Yeah, I would probably have to think a little more then and brainstorm as to what exactly I learned from each of the cities.
Or even not just each of the cities, one city, one thing.
City. Okay. And in terms of school life, could I just get rid of that then? Is that something that you would recommend?
Yeah, I would say keep it as streamlined as possible. Focus on one thing.
Okay.
And if you want to briefly mention something else that's related, that's okay. But I would really keep it just brief, like it's in passing, and trust that they will see whatever else they need to on the resume. Or if the situation warrants it, you could write an addendum, or you could include it in a diversity statement. There are other places to talk to them aside from just the personal statement.
Okay. Yeah, I really like how right now, based on like what I'm seeing, you're definitely correct. Like it's very cluttered and it's very like, I talk about multiple things. I'm not really focused on that one particular event or a specific thing. So that's definitely something that I need to fix. And as for the last two paragraphs where it's like, I'm focused on what I want to do with environmental law, and the last one where it's catered towards a specific university, is that something that I should keep, or is it just too much?
You can keep it, but you might have to make it more concise to fit the word count or the page limit.
Okay.
But things of that nature are fine to include. It's great to say why you want to practice law. It's great to say why you want their school specifically. But it's possible that you won't have space for those. And perhaps you'll want to write an addendum saying why I want to go to this law school specifically because of these specific programs that I would want to participate in.
Okay. Yeah, this is really helpful. Thank you so much for your help.
Of course. I'm glad to help. Any other questions or anything else?
I think I'm okay for now. Thank you so much for your help. This is really useful. I think, in terms of like my starting, do you think that's something that is like attention grabbing? Like that's kind of what I was looking for, just to like capture their attention and keep the admission councils like continue reading. So that's kind of what I was aiming for. What's your opinion on the first section?
I think you could find something even better. I think I like what you're doing with it, and I like the style in which you're doing it. But I think that, especially if you're talking about travel, which again runs the risk of being a cliche topic, so you have to go about it carefully.
Okay.
But of course, the nature of travel, the nature of seeing something new and different, I think you can find a compelling anecdote there as well.
Okay. So yeah, it does sound pretty cliche as I'm going through it. Is there any advice as to, I'm just gonna have to do a lot more brainstorming and see whether I can find another way to explain my passion and just stick to that one specific, I guess, area or event or something that changed my perspective.
Yeah, good writing takes time.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your help. I think I'm good for now.
Great.
Yeah.
Before we sign off, what would you say is the biggest insight you got from our call today?
Just getting another perspective. It's because I think getting another perspective or a second pair of eyes with someone who's experienced and knows what they're talking about is really helpful, because this is something that's totally new to me, and I'm sure it's new to everyone else as well applying. So this was really useful. Also, in terms of I guess learning where to condense down and knowing when to stop or what to focus on, if that makes sense.
Sure, it does. Well, I'm glad I was able to help. Please keep in touch and let me know if I can help in any way moving forward.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.